Hello, my name is Nick Roussos and this is my job coach, Audrey Hendricks. I am so excited to be part of the TEDxFrontRange talks this year. I am a man living with spastic cerebral palsy, a complication which developed at birth. As a result, my vocal cords do not speak my words. It is ironic that someone like me, who speaks differently than most people, is giving a TED Talk at this TEDxFrontRange event. It just goes to show how far technology, and more importantly humanity, has come. It was not long ago that people like me were expected to live silent and lonely lives in institutions. I imagine the people left without support, and how hurt and scared they must have felt. When someone is told that they have nothing to give to society, it makes it easy to give up. What motivation is there to try if there is no one to feel the impact of your contribution? I am one of the fortunate ones. I have always been identified as an individual. No one who surrounded me when I was a young child ever doubted I was a funny, intelligent, and fully capable guy. My parents, especially my mom, pushed me to reach my full potential. I have been given almost every opportunity available to move my body and expand my mind. From an early age, my family and caregivers challenged me both physically and intellectually. I went to school, just like the rest of my peers. I learned to read in a couple of different languages. I studied geography, math, and science. In addition to school, I spent much of my day in rehabilitation, breathing therapy, and physical therapy. It was exhausting. I had a lot of people making me work. I could have given up, but, honestly, I don't think anyone would have let me. All of the therapy and attention I received in my past has helped me push forward and stand up for what I need. This outside support developed my internal drive. I learned very early on that I was going to determine my own success. My early years were far from typical, not just because I was born with cerebral palsy. I grew up in Africa, and life in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia was quite an adventure. My family and I got by without many of the modern conveniences we have here in the United States, though living in Africa did provide unique opportunities and a lifetime of extraordinary stories to share, including the times I had to defend myself against wild animals. Okay, well, Sandy was just a baby lion, but a challenge, nonetheless. She was a relentless hair biter, and I often had to push her away when she insisted on playing with my luscious locks. I have published one children's book about the lion cub, Sandy, and our adventures together, and I am working on a second book about another African animal from my childhood. Sorry, guys, I am not revealing that big secret today. You will have to wait until the book is published to find out which animal I am writing about. I love to give presentations to children and adults of all ages and abilities. My goal is to inspire everyone to look beyond themselves and their limits. I want everyone to learn to be awesome. Here is a better visual of how awesome is put into action.
My name is Nick Roussos. I have cerebral palsy, which means I use a wheelchair to get around and a special computer called Echo 2 to communicate. But that doesn't stop me from having great adventures. I kayak, ride horses, run races, and I even ski and water ski. I live life to the fullest.
Nick loves kids, and we spend a lot of time in the classrooms, and I really feel like he makes a big difference there. He encourages them to live their lives to the fullest, and he shows them that a person can be successful and happy no matter what challenges they face. Here's Nick as the main character in his first children's book. Written by Nick Roussos and illustrated by Pam Marcus Bowsey. It was inspired by his childhood growing up in Africa. It's the first book he's written, but he has more ideas in mind that will be coming in his Power Book series. It's a grand adventure that teaches kids to not only be helpful, but also to be respectful and kind to everyone.
Read my book and share the journey of my imagination. And remember, adventure is just a page away.
So, you were probably wondering how I went from living in rural Africa to becoming an author and entrepreneur here in Colorado. Well, that is a long and sometimes difficult story, one I never could have imagined while sitting in the African bush as a child. What I have learned, though, is that we should never put limits on our imagination. If we can think it and make a plan to accomplish a goal, most often we can reach our dreams, if we have the courage to try. Sometimes our biggest obstacle is simply not trying. I choose to make my life an adventure. That kind of thinking gives me the power to courageously face challenges that come my way. Our abilities and disabilities are only part of who we are. I challenge you to not let your level of ability or how you look define you. Instead, use them as tools to reach out to the world and achieve something bigger than yourself. This is a new generation characterized by acceptance and inclusion. A time filled with many opportunities to achieve a full life, to participate in every area of living, working, and playing with far less limitations than ever before. It is a wonderful age of diversity. I hope to encourage our generation to continue to accept and celebrate our differences and similarities. We have more in common than you think, and we have more to learn from one another than you can ever imagine. Although I have a high-level disability and require much assistance throughout the day, I am still a whole person with feelings and abilities. I can go most everywhere I want. My wheels are my legs and I can use them to walk, run, and even dance. And I have a voice and an opinion. Trust me. I can and do communicate with my hands, my body language, and now, with the advancement of technology, my speech device. I love listening to music and singing karaoke. A friend once watched me hold a microphone and sing. She said, "You were singing in your heart and in your mind." What an awesome description, and a great way to explain something that I personally do not see as a limitation. I love the way my friend views the world. Her ability to see life this way disrupts the norm, and this is how we make change. So, I challenge you to leave here with a new perspective that is twofold. First, do not limit yourself. You are capable of amazing and great things. Nothing can stop you from pursuing your dreams. And second, do not place limitations on others, especially those who are differently abled. When allowed to soar, you will be surprised how far a person, even one faced with great challenges such as myself, can go. You and I are all part of a new generation of acceptance and inclusion. We understand that different is good. We are the ones who can change attitudes in our neighborhoods and cities. We can stop putting limits on our imagination. This is the way I think, and the reason I am speaking to you today. This is the way we can all be awesome in action.